Come to the stage right now. Put your hands together for Kevin!
Welcome to the Unfunny Kevin Show. I am your host, Kevin Melody. It is Friday, June 20th. I hope everyone is doing good. I'm here for you. Honestly, I'm here for you because I was not motivated to do the show today. We had a good show last week. We talked about ICE. It was fun. PsyOps, protests, all the insanity going on. We had articles, the whole nine. It was fun. And we talked about our prompt, 424-244-9599. Call in and tell us about your worst friend. You voted for it, and it's here. So we're going to collect those calls and texts over this month. But seriously, I mean, I am conflicted because so much insanity happened after I recorded last week's show. So much. And I'm sure everyone knows, what I'm referring to. It's just a new development, and it's really difficult for someone like me who has, so close connection to this unfolding situation. Which, I'm of course talking about the disturbing new images from Diddy's home. Shows a cache of guns, bullets, and mountains of baby oil. Sean Diddy Combs, who I have personally, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's Iran. Still free Diddy. I don't know. I don't care about the evidence that came out. We'll talk about it later in the show, I'm sure. Folks, look. The Israel-Iran started off, I think they were calling it a conflict. Now it is certainly war. Casualties, civilians dead everywhere. Obviously, no one, Israel even, I'm sure, doesn't want this to become Gaza Part 2 or whatever. I mean, it's going to be hard for it to be that way because there's a military and it's well-funded and the regime has China and Russia and the nuclear little man, glowing man, whatever Trump calls North Korea is fucking Pakistan. What the fuck? They have nuclear weapons for some reason. Can we talk about why no one's worried about them having nuclear weapons? This is a legitimate question. Not Israel, although they have an arsenal. it's fine. You can have it. it's not even about that. It's not even political. I'm just saying, Pakistan. Why? Why do they have it? It's weird. It's weird. It's really weird. Weird. Pakistanis. Yeah, it's not, conflict. I like that the word is conflict in the beginning because it is conflicting. It's conflicting for diaspora. It's conflicting for immigrants, for the children of immigrants, and for even its own citizens in Iran now. It's conflicting because you have to go back. I'm not going to fucking turn this into a history lesson because no one reads and no one cares. But if you are interested, Patriot of Persia, Mossadegh, it's a book about Mossadegh. If you don't know who that is, that's fine. You'll learn about it. Hopefully Google it or chat GPT or whatever lazy shit you need to do. Christopher de Bellarieux wrote a book about it. It's a great book. I have it. All the Shah's Men, another great book. An American Martyr in Persia by Reza Aslan about Howard Baskerville. There's all these great books that will give you more insight into what's going on in Iran and why some citizens and even diaspora they don't have the boner you think they have about regime change other than the obvious, which is the examples in the neighboring countries like Afghanistan and Iraq. And once America gets in the mix and we're talking about toppling people and it usually, and then it gives birth to more demons, and then those demons are backed by we really don't want, we being 99.9% of Iranians do not want a war. We don't want we don't want a 9 million day. We want this to be done like the night it started, whatever that looks like. I don't care. It's just, because there's so many differing opinions, because it is conflicting, right? So like, if you were born in Iran during the time of the Shah and you were fortunate enough to be in, an area that was extremely developed and had opportunity and affordability and whatever, and you had a family that was, honored in that way and could make a good living and whatever and enjoyed the economic prosperity of the time, then you're like Shah, the same way that, think about when you call the Queen of England a cunt or something, or we didn't respect when she died. Like, you don't talk about the fucking Queen that way. Okay, we have a lot of Iranians that feel that way about the Shah. And then there's a whole segment of them that, don't feel that way. And obviously enough that, fucking Khomeini and the Iranian Revolution happened and yada, yada, yada. So, this is conflicting. I mean, even if half the country hates the regime and the way things are structured and whatever, there's the other half that doesn't. Look at America. America can't even, we're split down the fucking middle, for Christ's sakes. And you have, choices and freedom and you can cut your cock off. It's great. That's what we want for everyone. That's what we want, right? That's why we want to go into Iran. This is why we want to, although in Iran you can actually get a sex change. It's paid for by the government, which is hilarious. It's neither here nor there. We want to go there. We want Iran to have a taste of our freedom. Our freedom where ICE is rolling up into your neighborhood and throwing you in a fucking van. Our freedom where, Elon Musk can turn off your Twitter. We have little Khomeinis all over America and you just don't recognize it. Our Khomeinis are boring, rich retards like Zuckerberg, Meta. They can kick you off and take away your freedoms and but hey, let's spread it. Everybody wants it, don't they? Doesn't they? But here's the thing. It is conflicting and it's painful. And if you know an Iranian and are friends with them, be gentle right now because we're all fucked up. We're all watching 24-hour news cycles and trying to check on our family, and we can reach them sometimes and we can't reach them other times. And we're not psyched the way you may think we are. Some are, but we'll tell you. The ones that are psyched are going to tell you. Don't worry. But the bottom line is this. I don't want this to go on, but if it does, just kind of do your best. The way everyone became, experts on fucking Gaza and Palestine overnight. Just try not to do that. Try not to be like, the Shah and the blah, 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 and all the things you don't understand and you don't have, actual knowledge on. People talking about Khomeini and that guy's dad. It's Khomeini. And it's just, again, people jump in and they don't understand. Just don't jump in. If you really want to if you're interested in the topic, read. Although no one reads, reading's gay now. Everybody just uses ChatGPT and lets their brain rot and watches the Costco fellas. But no, it's been a horrific week for me. And the show's about me, the Unfunny Kevin Show. So there you go. I will obviously cover this in depth and more over the next few weeks as shit evolves, but two blows this week. Iran and disturbing new images from Diddy's home that show a cache of guns, bullets, and mountains of baby oil. I mean, mountains. This guy's got an arsenal. People worried about Iran. This guy's got a nuclear arsenal of stuff to fuck you in the ass with and to hold you at gunpoint and weird, cheap lingerie. There's also like an excessive amount of ketamine. It's completely insane. It says Federal prosecutors allege drugs were used in marathon freak-offs, different from regular freak-offs. Combs and his ex-girlfriends and male escorts participated in. Defense attorney Mark Agnifilio has said the stars like to buy in bulk like any other American, and claimed Combs participated in consensual sex. It's just now hitting me that the defense attorney literally said he likes to buy in bulk like any other American. It's just, that is such an amazing thing to say. Like, just like all the other Americans, he buys baby oil the way you buy diapers from Costco. One of the pictures showed a cache of weapons, including, AR-15 style rifles and pump shotguns, next to a bag of tortilla chips. Hey, that's fun. Combs has since placed his LA mansion up for sale for $61.5 million. The 17,000 square foot home boasts 10 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, is still listed for sale as of Thursday. Authorities also executed search warrants at Combs' Miami mansion on the exclusive Star Island the same day. Armed agents entered luxury properties on both east and west coasts with video footage showing helicopters circling ahead. This week, jurors also viewed several video recordings of alleged freak-offs, including male escorts. Combs was allowed to view the video evidence, but the public were not. The bad boy founder was seen licking his lips. Jesus Christ. The bad boy founder was seen licking his lips after watching the freak-off videos from a side room of the courtroom. Damian Williams, the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, alleged Diddy used embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against his victims. Agents confiscated these various weapons, including Homeland Security investigations by Agent Andre Lamont testified he found 900 bottles of Astro Glide and 200 bottles of baby oil at Combs' LA home. Agents also found drugs at the mansion. Prosecutors said Diddy's marathon freak-off sex parties were fueled by drugs such as ketamine. He maintained control over his victims in several ways, including by giving them the drugs and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their appearance. Williams said during a September 2024 press conference, Combs faces decades in prison and has been charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty on all counts. Combs' former girlfriend, who has testified under the pseudonym Jane, also testified about the hip-hop mogul's obsession with cuckold. He's a cuck. He's a lib cuck. Scenario. She said the role-playing may have been a way for Combs to live out his bisexual fantasies without physically engaging with men because he was too ashamed to do so openly. Oh boy. Jane said the freak-offs she attended during their relationship as filled with extravagant sexual role play where participants gave each other nicknames inspired by legendary basketball stars. Combs casted himself as Michael Jordan, his ex-girlfriend as Kobe Bryant. Oh my God, R.I.P. Kobe Bean. And a male escort Jane regularly slept with as Shaquille O'Neal. Trial will resume Friday. Is this why we bombed Iran? Is this what's going on? Trying to distract people from this, from Friday, from whatever's going on? All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more of whatever this is, folks. You're on the edge. We've all been on the edge. It's horrific. How do you taper off? You could just throw your hands in the air and say, fuck it, I don't know. Or you could go to itsoklahomas.com, link in bio, and enjoy 100% pure California-grown CBD in cigarette and joint formats. Yes, folks, that's right. Your favorite way to relax can now be supplemented with California-grown 100% CBD. A company that's had over 40,000 happy customers, 42-day money-back guarantee, shipping in the United States, must be 21 or older to order. Keep in mind, folks, ACE Oklahoma supports the Unfunny Kevin Show, which means that it keeps us going. All right, so support Oklahoma by It's Oklahoma's by using the code UnfunnyKev for 15% off your first order. That's UnfunnyKevin, UNFUNNYKEVIN for 15% off your order. Thank you, folks. All right, the light phone is here, and it's better than ever with all new Light Phone 3, folks. Use the link in our episode description to go ahead and support the Unfunny Kevin Show, but also order a Light Phone up today. You can get a Light Phone 2, which has improved Light OS functionality by way of GPS. And it has all the same tools you will love in the Light Phone 3, minus the camera and a couple other bells and whistles. But look, the Light Phone 2 is just as good. I owned one. It's a fantastic device. If you're looking to declutter your brain and organize your life, get away from web browsers, email clients, social media, and all of the fucking just horrendous elements of life, and just get back into, you want to live like the 90s. I see there's all these TikToks. We're raising our child like it's the 90s. We're raising our child like it's the 2000s. So it's kind of the 2000s now with the war, ain't it? Yes, but we're raising our child like it's the 2000s minus the war. Oh, okay. Well, we've always lived in a war, I guess, perpetually. Folks, here's the dealio. Light Phone. It's the links in the bio. Support the Unfunny Kevin Show. Make a purchase today and enjoy yourselves a 90s summer. Thank you. All right, last but not least, our favorite sponsor of all, folks. It really is. I've come to love them. Shinning You. I'm not shinning you. Go to shinningyou.com, folks. Get 15% off. Don't be a turkey. They've got necklaces. Look, it's Father's Day's come and gone. But you know what's on the horizon? Your hot girl summer. And don't you want to be an extra hot girl with handmade bracelets, earrings, and necklaces? And jade shining like stars, mysterious and dreamlike amidst the interweaving of light and shadow, quietly emanating a charming charm. Go to shinningyou.com and use the code. Don't forget the fucking code, for the love of Christ. Visit the link. It helps get us paid. The code is UnfunnyKevin, 15%. That's UNFUNNYKEVIN. The number 1, the number 5, and the percentage sign, 15% off your order at Shinning You. Go ahead and order some of this fire jewelry for your hot girl, hot boy, war-torn summer. All right, thank you. All right, folks, we're back. Oh, Diddy, Iran, what's going on? Oh, anyways, 424-244-9599. You got to call the hotline and tell us about your worst friend. I have had my share. I've had my share of just, horrific friendships. I don't know what it is. I think when I was growing up, it was kind of difficult just in general. It wasn't difficult to, it was difficult to kind of make friends. But I was weird, like I was like a time traveler. I just had a very old soul because my life was insane and I was raised by old people. So yeah, it was a hard go because I wasn't really, there wasn't a lot of allowance for like immaturity, grown up problems. With grown up problems, it kind of pushes you in a direction that you don't necessarily have control over. You know what I'm saying? So like you kind of live a little bit faster than others. But I'm trying to think about like, what is the earliest shitty friend? I don't know. I think, oh man, I've had some good shitty ones. I used to have a buddy. I don't know if I talked about him on the show before, but I had a buddy that he was like a juggalo. which if you don't know what a juggalo is, just Google it. And it's just so funny that like a Persian kid who is in high school wearing 7 jeans bought from the alleys in downtown LA, with which probably the proprietors have now been deported by ICE, unfortunately, and fucking True Religions and Ed Hardy shirts and backwards caps, is hanging out with a kid who's a fucking juggalo. But it was the best I could do at the time. It was kind of hard. And he also lived near my grandma. So, I spent a lot of time at my grandma's house. It was easy for me to just dart over and hang out with him and, ride skateboards and smoke cigarettes from his brother. Although he did tell me his father would beat him with telephone cords. But that was the thing, is it brought us close together. Yeah, I wouldn't say he was like the worst friend, but it was like kind of a weird friendship. I don't know. It's like, I guess there's a difference. You guys voted for worst friend. There's a difference between like people that kind of fuck you over and do you wrong versus like worst friend. Is it? I don't know. You guys tell me. You can email TheUnfunnyKevinShow at gmail.com or call this in. I'm curious. Like, is a worst friend someone that actually like comes into your life, makes impact and dips, or just kind of like ghosts? Or is a worst friend like someone that just fucking blows this shit up, over some dumb shit? Or is a worst friend like actually just a bad friend? Because bad friends are actually kind of funny. I don't hate a bad friend. Bad friends could be very funny. Like a homie that just can't keep a schedule and like can't remember your fucking birthday. Or like a homie that's just like kind of they're just generally kind of shitty. You know what I'm saying? Like they won't pick up their phone. They won't respond. Like I don't know. What is like, I guess like a really bad friend. Maybe like, oh my God, what if they give you like shitty gifts? Like just a bad friend that just gives you shit gifts. Like it's just like, yeah, bro, happy birthday. And they just hand over like here's a scratcher or something like that. Like one of those like just completely impersonal fucking awful gifts. Or just like God, makes everything about themselves. Like a really self-centered, incapable of empathy and listening, and kind of dead behind the eyes. Although some of those are fun. Those friends where you just kind of like do blow and they're like a friend for the occasion friend. Now those motherfuckers know what's up. Like, hey, I go to strip clubs, you go to strip clubs. That's the only thing we have in common. Friends that bond over drugs. See, I don't know. Yeah, we need to define this because I don't know. What is a worst? Like you could say like worst of all time, and maybe your worst homie of all time is an amalgam or like a combination of those things where they're just shitty. Like they're not there for you. They don't really love you. They were there at one point, but it's since faded. I don't know. There's all different types of shitty kind of friends, or the friend that like is just impossible, just the impossible friend. The one like you just can't fucking please. Like there's nothing meets their expectations. They're just kind of just shitty all around. But that just kind of means they're a shitty person. Is that, well, I guess if you're a shitty person, shitty friend, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. All right, folks, let's move on. Michelle Obama enjoys an intimate lunch with longtime male friend as she jets off in a lavish Spain getaway without Barack. Why are we sending the... Is this because of Juneteenth? People think this is funny. There's 2 articles. One is about my king Diddy. And that's not a, fun Juneteenth article. And this is about Michelle. Interesting. Well, at least it's not some kind of conspiracy. Well, this is kind of a conspiracy. We're going to skip over that, folks. It's fine. Israel-Iran conflict. Jesus Christ. It's going to preoccupy everyone. You know what I did last week is hung out with my mom during all of this crazy shit. I talked to my cousin, Cheyenne, who I love. He's in D.C., thank Christ. But, I love his grandma. She's my grandma's sister. She lives in Shiraz. They're safe for now. But it's just scary, bro. It's scary. My mom and I hung out and we talked and all that shit. And we watched this I love Iranian cinema. It's like one of the greatest gifts I think uh, to just in my life to me personally. I'll make it about myself here. Abbas Kiarostami is a phenomenal filmmaker. Praised by Martin Scorsese and all that. He has Taste of Cherry and The Wind Will Carry Us and something called the a close up. Shout out my homie Kashi. Fucking put me on close up. I had never seen it before. It's phenomenal. I have that physical copy on DVD. But what I actually watched with my mom was a film he made called Where's the Friend's House? And basically, Where's the Friend's House centered around a kid, and it's very simple and beautiful, and it's shot in Corker, like I believe it's Gilon outside. It's like a very rural area that was later hit by an earthquake, and he shot another film there. He ended up shooting 3 films there. While he didn't directly call them a trilogy, it's technically a Criterion or something named it a trilogy. But I will say, if you haven't seen it, especially right now with all the craziness going on in Iran, it does take the temperature down a little bit and calm you. And it's a very beautiful, stimulating movie. But my mom, when I told her the title of the film, was like, "Oh, that's a poem." And I was like, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah, it's Sohrab Sepiri." And I was like, Sohrab Sepiri. I was like, you used, like, she had talked about him before, the poet. And so we looked up the poems and like together, and there was a beautiful translation of that actual poem, which is fantastic. But there was also another poem that I had kind of looked into as well, and it was. I have it here somewhere. It's called, I can't remember what the name is in Farsi, but in English it's Beyond the Seas. Yeah, Beyond the Seas. And I was like fucking really, I don't know if it's just with everything going on now, but it was a beautiful poem. And obviously Abbas Kiarostami loves poetry, and his films are very beautiful and they have a lot of deep meaning behind them. But yeah, this one in particular was just beautiful because it was rooted in a lot about letting go, but also like having exile and escape and spirituality and knowledge and just kind of like open mindedness to life. Like you might not, it has just a lot of beauty to it, and yeah, I have it here. It's yeah, I will build a boat and cast it into the water, and I will sail away, far away from this strange land, where no one awakens the heroes. In the glade of love, a boat with no nets, and a heart with no desire for pearls. I will keep sailing, and lose no heart to the blue of the sea, or to mermaids emerging out of water to cast the charms of their locks upon the glowing solitude of the fishermen. I will keep sailing. I will keep sailing. Away should we sail. Men of that town had no myths. Women of that town were not as full as a bunch of grapes. No hall mirrors reflected joys. We should sail away and away. Night has sung its song. It is now the window's turn. I will keep singing. I will keep sailing. Beyond the seas, there is a town where windows are open to epiphanies. The rooftops are inhabited by pigeons, gazing at the fountains of human intelligence. Every 10-year-old child holds a bough of knowledge. The townsfolk see in a brick row aflame, or a delicate dream. Dust can hear the music of your feelings. The fluttering wings of mythical birds are audible in the wind. Beyond the seas, there is a town where the sun is as wide open as the eyes of early risers. Poets are the inheritors of water, wisdom, and light. Beyond the seas, there is a town, so one should build a boat. Build a boat. Sail beyond what you think is possible. Open your mind and your heart, and just fucking hope for the best, folks. I hope that no comedy there other than I'm sharing in the beauties of this because, if it makes any impact on your daily life, positive or otherwise, great. And during, dark times, poetry's a nice release and a nice reminder. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope everything calms down soon. I hope no innocent lives are lost to all of this fucking insanity. And I hope that you keep supporting the show. Email us at TheUnfunnyKevinShow@gmail.com. 5 stars in the Apple Podcast Store. Leave a comment. 5 stars on Spotify. DM UnfunnyKev on Instagram. UnfunnyKevin.com for all of the episodes. And I look forward to talking to you guys next week.